lovelies. Welcome to Flirting with Travel. I'm Lexi.
And I'm Misty.
And today we're just talking.
Lexi has taken an allergy pill and she's over here drinking a Red Bull to combat the allergy pill. It's just a lot going on. It's like...
Look, one of my nostrils is still plugged up, so we're just going where my mind will allow me to go. Some days it goes that way. I mean, how do you take in content? It feels like you never watch any shows. You never watch the YouTube videos I'm talking about.
I mean, I scroll through Instagram every now and then.
So even on planes, you don't watch, like, movies? You don't watch TV when they have it?
Oh, my weird thing. You know how everybody has a weird thing? My weird thing is I don't know what it is, especially seeing that I'm doing a visual audio podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to hear things. So if it doesn't have captions, I typically I scroll through Instagram without sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really excited that they added words, because sometimes I totally don't know the context of what I'm watching, which then makes me not engaged.
Okay, well, I'm just going to put you on to some fun game. You can turn on closed captioning on YouTube. You can also do it on airplanes when you're watching movies.
I watch movies on planes with closed caption on.
Okay.
So I watch with the subtitles and I read. But generally, that's a new thing I've done. But what I used to love to do was watch the movies that other people were watching. So I'd be like, what they got going on? And I'd sit there and watch the whole movie without
over someone's shoulder.
Over somebody's shoulder. Yeah. And I didn't find it weird until like I don't find it weird. It's just how I like to watch them. Mm-hmm. But I was on a plane and I was with my boyfriend and he's just like, you need headphones? And I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he's just like, but how are you watching the movie? And I'm just like, oh, I'm watching it, I'm reading it, and you keep interrupting me. Like, I have to be very focused on what I got going on. He's just, it's so weird. The whole thing, I watched Ambulance on, like, the last flight I was on.
Oh, that feels like that would have been an intense one. I do feel like movies are at least 40% more entertaining when you're watching it over someone's shoulder. I'll have a movie on my screen, and then I'll look over and be like, oh, that looks good. And then you watch it, and then once I get to the end of it, I'll put on the same movie because I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. And then I start watching what they're watching next. Well, yeah, because now I want to hear it with sound.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I think voices, accents, lack of accents, it starts to get irritating, and I can't watch it.
Oh. I mean, okay.
I'd rather actually read over watch TV, YouTube, podcast, anything. Like, I just enjoy reading.
You read books on planes?
I do.
Do you do actual books or do you do
ebooks? No, I prefer real books. Remember I lugged around Eat, Love, Pray, Eat, Love, Eat, Pray throughout all of Ireland and never opened it. So that was a waste of space. That was a waste of a...
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but I do remember seeing that book and thinking, I'm going to wait to see her read it. And then you slept the entire way there, and then I never saw you read it while we were there. We were even on when we did the Cliffs of Moher, that's a 10-hour tour, and we were just sitting on the bus for hours, and I never saw you crack the spine on that, and I was like, well, I guess, some people just like books just to have them.
I didn't even bring it, but, like, the hack is to combat jet lag, you sleep. Whenever you have downtime, you sleep. You go into idle mode. You're like, oh, we're not doing anything.
Oh, I mean...
that is how you can make it through, like, the timeline.
I'm pretty solid about doing that. For whatever reason, recently, I can't. I used to be able to sleep anywhere. So this is something about Japan, is that everyone gets on a train, you put your hands in your lap, you put your head down, and you just sleep. And when I first got there, I was kind of floppy and, like, leaning on people. But by the end of it, I could do this, and I kind of have lost that ability. And so I'm having a harder time sleeping on planes because I know that I'm floppier again, as opposed to just being able to, like, I'm done.
Your center of gravity is off?
Well, there's something about it where you're not 100% sleep. It's like there's 20% of you that's awake and just, like, keeping your muscles contracted versus, like, actually being able to get into
awkward. It sounds so... Even if you put, like, the little headrest things around your head, or are you just not tall enough for it?
You are not even a whole inch taller than me.
I am a full inch taller than you.
How dare you?
So, I mean, the question remains, are you tall enough to get your head in the little
I'm
headrest?
certain I am. Normally, I wear my hair up, actually. So if things are going well and I have like big hair for a vacation, I'll do like a bun on either side, which actually acts as a stopper so that you can't turn this way and you can't turn that way.
You do Princess Leia buns?
Okay.
They're like her marker. Oh, they were there. We're there.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know if you remember my hair from Barcelona. Hard to forget.
The very long braids, yes.
Yes. So I had braids down to my knees, which were incredibly heavy, terrible when you're going to the bathroom in a public bathroom. I would have to wrap it around my neck like a scarf so it wouldn't be brushing the ground when you're squatting down. Mm-hmm. Well, when I was on the plane, I had 2 giant buns, but I had an aisle seat. Every time the flight attendants walked by with the drink cart, my head would just like whip to the side as they hit me again.
You kept getting it.
Yes. And I refused to take my hair down because it was acting as a stopper.
It was acting as a stopper in multiple ways.
It really was. Well, like 5 hours into the flight on the way back, I finally took it down and just wrapped it around my neck like a scarf. It was actually very cozy.
And this is why you should have a blanket scarf.
That's all for this week, but the trip doesn't have to end. Link up with us on Instagram at Flirting with Travel, or check out flirtingwithtravel.com for itineraries and more travel hacks. Taking off. Love you.